Yeah. Y'all, welcome back. I am back from being off the road. As you can see, my background is a little different than, my curtain and stuff on the truck, but I'm back in town, and you know what that means? That means that we're about to do a new series. Sorry if you're hearing like a buzzing in the background. It is 106 degrees today in California, at least in LA in the Valley area. I have fans on everywhere. There's no air conditioning in this house, and I'm roasting to death. We're gonna talk about, best places to drive, where not to drive, what's one of the coolest places to just see a different type of culture than what you're used to being in the city. Some of my favorite places, some of the most beautiful places as far as terrain and just mountains and everything like that. So let's get into it. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And let me tell you why. Have you ever just seen those wheels racetracks that kind of like loops around and over and back and through, and it's supposed to be like extremely crazy and fun? It's not supposed to look like regular freeways. Well, if you go to Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, their freeways literally look exactly like that. I was lost. My GPS didn't know where to go. The freeways just cut through and went around. Like, the freeway system just didn't really make sense. And I'm from LA, where we have a lot of different freeways. But Texas, it's like you have one freeway and it branches off here and creates like a tree. But then you have another huge freeway here that cuts around and then ends up back on this freeway. And then you have like toll roads and highways intersecting with freeways. It was very, very confusing. If I were in Texas, I would say not to drive. I would say, get a taxi or an Uber. Where not to drive. Chicago. Oh my gosh, I saw an actual sign that said something about couple in 100-something deaths per year based on just road rage alone. I've never seen a sign like that in any state where it actually specified, to be careful for people with road rage, and actually it's like there's fatalities like based on that. Now, as far as the worst drivers in the US, and I've been to a lot of different places, the worst drivers, I would have to say Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm not just saying that just from my point of view. Tour guide is from Memphis, and as much as he loves his city and reps that to death, they are the worst drivers. And let me tell you why. Because they do not give a crap about the police. They don't give a crap about nobody. If they're out and about and they don't have a job, they are cruising around, they're drinking, they're having fun, they're turning up, they're driving, and they're just having a good time 24/7. They're just living life, and they literally drive like that. Somebody will be doing 40 on the freeway, just swerving like left, right, that whole thing. And I'm like, I tried to leave California out of this as much as possible because I don't want to seem like I'm being, biased or anything like that. But honestly, California, we do have some of the best drivers, and I will tell you why. Because people are actually trying to get someplace. So if the freeway says 65, everybody's doing 75. I've had police officers go around me because I'm doing 62 on the freeway, and they're like, hey, you're in the fast lane. What are you doing? They're going to cut around you. That's police officers. That's people out here. Now, people in California will cut you off, but I guarantee you 90% of the time, you're not going to get into a car accident because they'll cut you off going 30 miles per hour faster than what you're going. So even if you speed up, they're still going to be able to cut you off without even clipping the front of your car, because again, we're trying to get someplace. Now, if you're in LA and you run into somebody who is just driving absolutely ridiculous and they're going like 2 miles an hour on the street and they're like, I don't know where to go, I don't know where to turn. They're not from California. I guarantee you. People say, oh, LA, some of them are the worst drivers. You know why? Because they're either a tourist or they're foreign. They're like not from here, and they're here visiting, and they decided to rent a car from whoever and drive around, and they're sitting there looking for the Hollywood Bowl. They're sitting there looking for Santa Monica and Venice Beach and all this kind of stuff. Now, the slowest drivers, I would say it's kind of a tie between North Carolina, between Colorado, and Oregon. No traffic whatsoever, and you're going 10 miles below the speed limit. Kind of like had a tie there. They were very safe drivers. They followed, all the different rules, but it was slow. Now, the most important part, there's plenty of states that have like an amazing turnup, places to go, people to see, things to do. I mean, you have New York, you have Miami, you have LA. But as far as the places to be able to do that for cheap, there was pretty much only 2 that came on my list. Now, I know you guys will say, oh, what, Vegas? Yes, Vegas. I promise you, Vegas has so many hotels in competition that you can definitely get 2 or 3 friends together and pay for a hotel for an entire, 2 to 3 day weekend, as well as be able to, go places if you can find a promoter. Now, being from California, there's at least one person from every single high school who knows somebody that is a promoter in Vegas now. Literally go there, save maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks, and you can stay there the whole weekend and have a good time. I mean, even just people watch. The people watching alone is like enough to keep you occupied. Memphis, Tennessee. I know you guys are looking at me like, oh, but you said not to drive there, but the turn up is real. Now, I don't mean this is a place to go and hang out and meet people and mingle. I mean, over there, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, but if you bring your own crew with you and you're just trying to go there and have a good time, you can literally go there with $5, $10 in your pocket. Just walk onto Beale Street and people are literally dancing in the streets. People are over there, doing backflips and everything else. People were doing the Cupid Shuffle. They were doing the Nene. They have street performers. They have some of the most amazing live bands just on the street that you could just walk up and listen to. You don't have to pay to get on Beale Street. You just walk up. There's tons of restaurants. Of course, the most amazing barbecue that you'll probably ever have, and for a reasonable price. You're not going to pay, $50. For a barbecue. Now, don't be thinking you're gonna get any special treatment because you're from out of town, because they do not care. So if you get over there and you're like, oh, I'm from New York, oh, I'm from California, oh, I'm from Texas, wherever, doesn't matter. You get yourself in the back of the line like everybody else. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. They do not care if you're Bobby Brown. If you're Chris Brown. If you show up there and you're thinking you're gonna get celebrity treatment, you thought wrong. And if you don't, they will kick you out. I guarantee you. Celebrity after celebrity go up there, walk up to the front and, think all the girls is going to be all excited, but they did not give a crap. They wanted you to get in the back like everybody else and call it a day. I learned this from tour guide. He just goes up there, he minds his own business. Go with your friends, mind your own business. Kind of a dangerous area a little bit. If you walk up there and you're scared, just try to feather in with some of those Europeans that are there on a jazz tour or something. Now, the I Follow Rivers category, this definitely has to go to Colorado. Oh my gosh, I've seen river after river, and it wasn't until we got to Colorado River and we were driving on our way to Denver that I was just in awe and shock, and it was so beautiful. And you have these crazy jagged, mountains and hillsides and everything like that, and you see these kind of caverns and stuff that's cut out, and then you see these old railroads from way back when that I don't even think they use anymore. But it was just so beautiful and the air was so fresh. I kept trying to get the river on camera, and it was just rushing by so quickly that everything that I had was blurry. So I was just upset. It's just when you imagine a mountain city or a mountain-esque area, I would definitely say it's Denver, Colorado. It's beautiful over there. Now, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite places. I absolutely love New Mexico. I know it seems bizarre because you think oh, New Mexico. I know some people just think of what is it, High School Musical or something. I love going there and just seeing the rich culture, a lot of the Native American culture. They hand make the most amazing and beautiful jewelry and handbags, and it's authentic. They could literally tell you exactly what tribe made it, what stones they used, what kind of metals they used. And I mean, it's very, very expensive, but when you think about the amount of history that went into it, into making it, and the quality of the materials, and the amazing stories of the tribes that still live together and make these sort of things, it's just amazing. It's so different than any other place as far as culture. They've really influenced in the way that they do their architecture. They've really influenced, if you go on the freeways, you'll see kind of tribal patterns on the freeway and the roadways. And you go to New Mexico and it's this amazing, native tribal-esque sign that's bright orange. So I love it. I always want to shop there, but I'm I should have brought $400 if I was really trying to buy something. the city girl that I am. I love the city. I never want to leave it. But there comes a time where you see something that's just so absolutely magnificent that it literally feels like heaven on earth. And this award, like of, you know, my favorite, most beautiful, natural, heavenly state would definitely have to go to Montana. And I know some of you people are like, Montana? Like, I ain't never been up there. Like, where is it? It's freaking phenomenal. Like, it literally looks like just this most beautiful, untouched land. Now, I did go in the middle of summer, and I did hear from the residents there that it does snow, you know, the majority of the year. Then they have like a little bit of summer, and then it goes back to being like freezing. Now, in the summer, it's gorgeous. There's like these big, you know, lakes and rivers that just spill over, and the clouds are so white and fluffy, and the sky is blue. You're gonna see if all the photos that I have on here are my untouched photos. I did not retouch them. I did not edit them in any way, shape, or form. The grass is so lush and green. The animals look so happy. They're just like running through the wilderness. Another reason why this state also gets like the Heavenly Award is like everybody is so freaking nice. Like, it doesn't matter what race you are, how tall, short, your size, whatever. People are so nice. They're so like community based. Every time I go there, I think I've gone like maybe 3 or 4 times. Everybody's so nice and helpful. Everybody's so sweet. I just can't. And it's like freaking beautiful. Pennsylvania, oh my gosh, it's like freaking Jurassic Park. Like, you drive through and it's like these big, fluffy, tall trees. Like, I've never seen trees like that before. So Florida, oh my gosh, you can really wear like shorts when it's pouring. Like, shorts and a tube top, and it's pouring, raining outside. You just get an umbrella and you can go for a stroll, and it's really nice, actually. It's super humid, but it feels so good. I mean, at least to me, my skin feels moisturized. I don't have to use lotion. Shout out to Florida, as well as Alabama. Alabama is very similar. All right, you guys, and that brings us to the close of our state wars. Whatever state's the best, whatever state you rep, you know, put that in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me anything that you've noticed, you know, just traveling and being in other states. We're coming to the very end of this series. The last episode is going to be next week, so you don't want to miss it. Also, I'm going to be releasing the title of my next series next week also as well. And don't forget to like, subscribe, you know, comment. I have a show at Infusion Lounge at Universal on September 26th. You guys have a good day.